I've learned a lot over the 4 decades of health and fitness and being in the trenches with the greatest in the world. And one of those things I've learned a lot more about and how to build better muscle is nutrition and how it has changed over the decades. And that's why I have the Titan meal plan for you guys out there that are confused about nutrition. I'm gonna set you straight. Get a hold of me today. The link will be in the comments down below for you guys. Everybody, get over to the Titan meal plan, and I'll see you in the Titan crew where I will fine tune any difficulties that you're having.
It seems like you and I had the same experience about when I dropped. I dropped because my mom died, and he was was the first person and only person that was there for me at that time. And I struggled through this broken heart, but I could see myself, and I said, I need to go through this myself and don't let others pull me out and find out what my passion and reason for life again is. And it was a hardship. But it was a cool thing that I think I understand that you're saying that I could see myself going, yeah, you're hurt, you're broken and all this stuff, but just stay true to who you are and find even more passion for who you are. Instead of being blinded by it and being an ass to everybody, because feel bad for me. Everybody feel bad for me because this happened to me. And I think it's a beautiful thing to where you take the responsibility yourself going, I'm not going to use this as a crutch. I'm not going to try to get sympathy from it. I'm just going to move forward and appreciate that she raised a good son and she was a great mother in that sense.
We are the continuation of our parents, right? Yeah. I mean, like, just imagine that, let's say if we are, let's say an iPhone. I mean, our parents is, let's say, iPhone 14. We are of iPhone 15. So it's like we are the continuation of our parents. The way I look at it is just like when I see my dad, when I see my late dad, my late moms, when I see them, it's just like I see good in them. So I just pick those things and then I put it in myself. They are now living in every cell of my body. So it's just like I'm the iPhone 15, the latest one. So I'll make sure that I'm just taking that, what do you call it? It's like a estafette, like a stick estafette. Like now is your turn to
you're leading it.
To continue.
He hands you the stick and now you run with it.
Their hopes, their dreams, so through you. So sometimes if you're miss or anything, you just talk to yourself. It's just like sometimes I find my mom's favorite food and then I eat it and I enjoy it. It's just like I wanna share with her. It's just like, hey mom, this is like because my mom lives here, because you're the continuation, you're the latest iPhone. All the good things from the earlier iPhone.
I love that.
It's in you, so it's nice.
No, I fully agree with that because I've talked about this before. Josh Barnett did a phone call. Josh Barnett was the youngest UFC fighter at the time to win the heavyweights, and he called me and he said, I get it. This is hard. Do move forward for your last name now. Represent them. And I understand. That hit me, and I go, oh, okay. Now I was maybe a selfish young kid at the time. Maybe that's why I was doing what I was doing, and I loved the hype and all that. And that just completely changed me, and I came out a different person when he said this. Do it for the last name. So not everybody has that, and I know that, and I know that COVID was hard for everybody. And I want people to know that Clark going through this process.
But because of the COVID also, I mean, it's blessing in disguise, right? We get together even closer also. So, when we look at the bright side.
If you are confused about training, do not worry. That's what the Titan training plan is for. For you guys to subscribe to this plan, you also get the additional coaching from me in the Titan private group. Get in there today, and I cannot wait to start working with you and making your dreams come true. Let's get back to the show.
Today to me is a blessing. I get to sit down with a couple people, and I said this to Tito, and I said, I don't know if this will happen again. I don't know if we'll all be sitting down again, but I'm taking this day to sit down with a couple friends and go, man, I got this moment. I got this time. So more than a podcast or anything else, I'm just happy to be in the room with you guys at the same time and be able to talk about a journey, a freaking journey that we're not always together, but we see each other moderately, right? But I know that you're that individual that puts in the work as hard as I do. That's a huge thing to go. I know he's training today. I know he's doing his things, and I know he's got battles, and it's cool that I know I can count on those guys and talk to those guys.
That's the thread line, right, that holds it together, even though it's on the internet, because there's the mutual respect and appreciation, back to the point that my daughter's boyfriend made of how many guys actually are still in shape. Well, the ones that haven't died yet because they did it the wrong way, the ones that haven't given up yet because they were no longer in the limelight and winning the shows, and they said, oh, it's not worth it to me anymore because that's the main focus of what I wanted. We can see each other and have a reunion like this with the appreciation and just come in, you know, just smoothly with an understanding of, even 7,000 miles away, we know what's going on because it's similar, it's basic, it's every single day. And then whatever happens as a result of that, how we're motivating and encouraging people might differ a little bit, but it's all birthed from the same consistent effort of, I don't care how old I am, I don't care what the world says, I don't care how many people tell me it's not possible, I'm going to be that guy who inspires a nation, who inspires millions, who inspires people with cancer. Whatever the definition is at that point of your life, that's what we're focusing on. And I love the fact that as we get older, I think we can all agree that the focus gets more narrow and narrow and narrow and narrow, and the blinders become more and more. It's just like that, and just straight ahead. Because as youngsters, it's easy to get sidetracked, and you know, with the fame and the fortune and all of the things. So, man, so many directions we could go. I had a really good opportunity with my dad with respect to losing. You're talking about the legacy and the next version and seeing the good in them and taking that and running with it. I got to sit next to my dad as he was moving on to the next version of his life. And my dad always taught us to keep our fingernails clean and look nice. And we would have to show him our fingernails when he would pick us up on the weekend.
I love that.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So I sat with my dad.
Such a weird little,
but
I understand his reasons.
When I saw my little brother, the first thing he did to me was this. And I knew what it was, he knew what it was, and nobody else. Because if we did this and our fingernails were dirty, we had to go back in the house and clean them, and then he would take us for the weekend. But as I sat there with my dad as he was passing on, I said, listen, your legacy will live on in me. Don't look at anything you feel like you've done wrong. Don't feel like I am nothing but a good man because of you. And our name will continue to go on because I'm a good man. I'm a good businessman. I'm a good husband. I'm a good father. And it's because of all of what you taught me. So move on to the next life, whatever that is, and you will not be forgotten because all of what you taught me will go down to the next version. And right there, the gift that you got, Mike, is so thoughtful. And what it brought tears to my eyes is because this is exactly what we're talking about. It's that. That is it. It's summarized in a gift.
It's that time again to get my blood work done to see where my numbers are. Again, the one big thing for me is I'm keeping track of it. It's so precise. You know, I competed in bodybuilding and powerlifting and martial arts, but that was all over decades ago. And so how can I continue to keep this physique and be this strong at this stage? And so that is by optimizing my health with Titan Medical. It all stems from one thing: your blood work, what's going on inside of you. And that's the main thing that I'm focused about, is see how I can continue to not just be in the game. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be a weekend warrior. I don't want to say you got a dad bod. I want to be the pinnacle of the health and fitness industry decades after I competed. And I've always said this too. You got so many of these guys that were with me in the 80s and 90s, and they keep putting the pictures up from the 80s and 90s. I don't want to be that guy. I like the fact that I can still put up pictures of me today even though I won the universe back in the 90s. That's the goal for me. I don't know what your goal is, but I can tell you this. I know you want to live, and I know you want to live your best life. And that starts with blood work. Over at Titan Medical, start today.
So who's this for? My son.
Yeah.
It was not a gift for me. It was a gift for my son. And the reason I could see that you did that, and it hit me too, is because of the, we're here for a moment, and we're getting to that point of tomorrow's definitely not promised for me. And I'm a late father, which I so appreciate. I'm glad that I get to be a late father, and I get this time with him. But yeah, handing down those things, teaching others about health and fitness, and you talk about, the muscularity and that strength will help you stay healthy. Because let's clear this. In no way 54, in no way 60, in no way, you should look like, this is not how you should look. This is no way you should be looking like this, fighting cancer at 60 years. It just doesn't have, you're one of 8 billion really unique standouts, because you guys motivate the motivators. You know what I mean? There's the elites, but you're the guys that are outside of that, motivating the elites. Do you ever just think about that and your responsibilities, and is it too much at times, or how do you approach that?
100%. For me, I'll go real quick. When I see another man wearing CBX, Clark Bartram systems, on his chest, I am blown away every single time. How can a grown man look at another grown man with enough respect and admiration and appreciation? Like you said, these guys own $100 million companies. They've exited billion-dollar companies. They're running large, in some are working day-to-day 9-to-5s, but they're still a grown man with success in their life. And I am literally blown away, and I'm like, why me? How did this happen? And I love the humility of that, because it helps me stay grounded. Like, I'm not special or unique in the sense of, other than the discipline that I've been able, and that's what they respect. The consistency and the discipline. So that's how I'm able to accept where I'm at. But it's a healthy balance for me of really, and okay, I gotta keep doing what I'm doing, and now especially this opportunity that I find myself with is helping me level up, and that's where the focus is getting greater and greater. But anyway.
Is it ever too much that your whole, they look at you as a leader? Because they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. I mean, does he even know that the world looks at him as a leader and someone to go to?
Yeah, but he's kind of humble guy.
Yeah. I grew up being taught that, never attach to the fruit of your action, right? So, it's like, if I can do it and then it's impact others, I think we should be just grateful. But it's the same thing, like if you want to give something to others, it's not because of the, like you're expecting, what is it after that? How you gonna use the money that I gave it to you? It's like not my problem. So I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. If it's give it to others, it's nice. To me, the biggest hunger is not the hungry of the food or starving because of the food. It is hunger of meaning. So that's why
I can't deal with you.
You're just like knowledge bomb after knowledge bomb.
I speak about you and I speak of who you are, and you just radiate that. The hunger is not the food hunger, but it's how you live, and we can see that, and we've seen that for years and decades.
What I'm trying to say is just like if they said is the secret of living is forgiving, right? Forgiving means like. Secret of living is forgiving. So it's just like when you born, you didn't bring anything, and then when you're pass away later, you didn't bring anything. So when you look at that situation, you feel like, what is in this incarnation? Is it what are you doing? If you didn't bring anything, and then later on you didn't bring anything also, So that means during that time, it's all about giving. Unless if you bring something when you die, that means life is about accumulating. It's about taking. So what I'm trying to say is like, if you're a bodybuilder, what is it that you can give it to others? I think one of them is a motivation. So that's why when you're back to our conversation when we are doing posing, for example, it's a simple things, right? We just doing posing, like some people doing posing for their self-orgasm, right? It's just like they just want to do it for themselves, right? Yeah. But actually, I mean, if there's a meaning behind that presentation, it's just like you use your presentation to motivate others. It's just like you are teaching them by example. You're the example. It's just like people can get motivated by you. So that's why I think that's what it's all about. And then you don't take credit of that. You're just doing it because it's just like you don't attach to the fruit of your actions. So I always feels like that. I mean, like, it's kind of nice when you feel like you're special, right? But to me, I mean, everybody's special. But the thing, this is just the conversation between me and myself. I call it intrapersonal communication. I think that's where the motivation is all about. Every time I always ask like a hard question to myself. For example, like sometimes I'm just grateful that people praising me or what I'm doing and everything, and then suddenly I feel like, oh wow, it's just like overwhelmed with all those things, yeah. But I realized that it's just like true independency is like when you can be independent from the good opinions of others. I mean, like, you can be independent from the bad opinions of others. Like, hey, they say bad things about you, and then you said like, oh yeah, it's okay, it's fine, don't worry about it. People can say whatever they like about you, right? But that's the first level. But the second level is just like when you can be independent from the good opinion of others. That means like when they say good, great about you, I mean, it's like you can be fine, it's okay. Why? Because it's just like, Mike, your shirt is like it's red, right? Yeah, it's like, oh wow, it's a nice red. It's like your shirt is red, it's nice red. Like you heard that all the time. It's just like, yeah, I know it's red. Yeah, so I mean, you don't get overwhelmed or anything. It's just like, it's just red, it's fine. So it's the same thing also. I think when you look at the meaning of the purpose of our lives, it's just like we are here because we want to give others. So if that thing's succeed, then it's kind of nice. It's like, I think that's what it's all about.
I'm learning here right now. I just learned I'm stuck on a video game at level 1. And I can't get over other people talking trash about me because I always want to fight back.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, what you are focusing, that's where the energy flows, right? I mean, like, our body is the accumulation of the food that you are getting. Your mind is the accumulation of the data and information that you are getting. So everybody have their own data and information, especially about you, which is limited. So they can say whatever they say about you, but based on their data, it's true. You're not that great to them, or you're not that nice to them. So why bother? We are like, why convince them? Like you try to struggling to convince them that you're okay.
Yeah.
It's just like
I love that.
bird struggling to fly, like a fish struggling to swim. So I don't want to struggle myself to tell people is that I'm good. So why bother?
Absolutely love that.
That's my takeaway for the day. That was literally, I needed to hear that more. I hear it a lot from other guys that I can't quite receive it from as well as I can receive it from you. Because I do that. I do struggle too much with trying to, I'm like, hey, I'm a nice guy. What's your problem? Then I find myself, but last night I will tell you, I had a good one because I started, I'm like, dude, why are you saying this? You don't even know me. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to erase it. And I erased it and I moved on.
Yeah.
And I'm still fine. I'm still here.